Hi guys, Cashman AQ here. Hope you're all well. Just thought I'd do a quick video in light of the upcoming release of the latest slot from me, which is Bullion Bars, as you probably all well know. Okay, so starting with the beginnings, this is obviously the welcome screen for the slot. If you've played any of my games, you'll be pretty familiar with this. We have, as per previous, similar stakes and jackpots, so 30p £25, 20p £5, 20p £10, and back to the 30p £25. You can obviously pick to play whichever of those you like. You click play, you'll view the relevant slot. So if we go 25 quid, there's your 25s. If we go £5, there are your £5 slots. Okay, so I'm just going to go back for a moment because I just want to show you really quickly in the background what actually happens with these slots. So, as you can see here, if I refresh this, this is a list of the slots that you guys play from. So if you look here, you've got players 1 through to 25, which I think that is probably around the town. So they're all the different instances of around the town that can be played. It then progresses on to other slots. So this I think could be Frankenstein. Actually, no, that might be Cloud9 and 7 Heaven, but anyway, they're all the different versions of the slots. Once you get into the 25s, these are Party Time and Okie Dokie, and if we keep scrolling right down, we end up with Bullion Bars. Please note the number at the bottom, 135. So there are now 135 different slot instances that any of you guys can pretty much pick up whenever you like and play on. Yeah, whether it be good, bad, whatever. So quick explanation of the numbers. I'll go for number 1. Although number 2 is much more exciting. So we've got top pot. That is what the top box can afford to pay out at any given time. Reels pot is what the reels can afford to pay out, and the next big win is so basically when you guys play these slots and we get the feedback, oh, it never pays out, I never get a jackpot. It will, but it's obviously got to have the money to be able to pay it out. And this is kind of my insurance policy, because nobody can ever turn around and say this never pays a jackpot, because I know full well it does. In this instance, so next big slot win is on £6.59. This is a number that creeps up slowly, but when it hits its target, which is next to it, which is £10, it will take all that money and it will dump it straight into the payout pot, and then you'll see a spike in the way the machine plays. So even if you're on a really dead machine, if that hits, you're going to see a spike in it and you'll see money come out. And that's the kind of thing you need to be aiming to hit. You need either the pots to be big already, or you need that to be, you know, at the point where it's about to pay out. Okay, we'll just go on slightly further. So we've got grade, which is the different versions of slots. Don't need to worry too much about that. Reel 1, current, Reel 2 and Reel 3, they are just the fruits that are on the reels. They run from 1 to 16 because there's always 16 fruits per reel, whether it be on this or whether it be club machines or whatever, they generally have 16. Don't know if there's a reason for that, but whatever. There's then a multi-purpose column. To be fair, you don't really need to worry too much about what this does. It's just something that's used in the background to make the machine tick, as it were. Okay, so I mentioned that number 2 is a little bit more exciting, because you can see with that, top pot is already on 50 quid, reels pot is on 65p, and the next slot big win is on 49.96, which has got a target of 50 quid. So that very shortly after playing should start to pay out, because that pot's ready to be moved over. As soon as it does, it gets dumped somewhere and then it just pays it. Anyway, yeah, that's the quick guide as to, you know, this is how the slots work. As you're playing them, you'll load the value. That slot is locked to you. Only you can then change the values on it. You come back out the slot and it saves, and then it's available for the next person. As you play and as you win, as you lose, the values are saved periodically. So, you know, you'd expect to see those values changing. So if we go for one of these slots, then we'll have a look in a bit and you'll be able to see how the values have changed. Anyway, back to BlueStacks. With the game, obviously it's Android based. You can play it on BlueStacks on a PC if you so desire. Any Android device, I believe some Fire devices you can use it on as well. I believe Retro's even managed to play it on a Fire Stick. I have no idea how it's done that, but if you want a video, ask him, I'm sure he'll do that for you. But yeah, that was on a 42-inch TV, so it must have looked absolutely amazing. You can also play them on some some Google Chromebooks. So if you've got a Google Chromebook that's compatible with Android apps, you may be able to play it on that. And if you've got a touchscreen one, all the better. You've got basically a touchscreen Bandit game. Okay, so we're going to go and play this one. Should we go 1 or 2? 1. Let's have a go on 1 first, because we should be able to expect this to be pretty vanilla. It's not going to pay out mega amounts of money, but you know, it might do something. So let's have a tenner on that. So credit goes in as per normal. BlueStacks, I've mapped a keyboard map to this, so I can do a lot like MFME, where it's 0 to put a coin in, and 1 is real 1, 2 is real 2, 3 is real 3, and there's a cancel button, and there's a start button, and so on and so forth. But just to make it a little bit more playable on here. So just having a look, there's not a great deal on there, so just nudge that away, start again. Nudge setups, there are some. They are denoted by young Freddy again, so if you hear him start singing, that's what it is. It means you're in a position where there is a nudge setup. What have we got? Yeah, that one again. Okay, so don't know if this is right. Anybody who can say this is wrong, correct me by all means. But with this, it's going to aim for the high pair, so it's aiming for the bar and the jackpot bar. I've nudged the jackpot bar out of the way, so what my game will now try and do is bring the bullion bar and the bar in. Don't know if that's exactly how it's supposed to work, but like I say, I'm open to feedback, and any sort of feedback you've got on it. By all means, leave a comment, and I'll look at it, and if it can be tweaked, it will, but you know, as long as you know how it works, who cares, to be fair. So again, I've got the bullion bar. I could hold both of those if I so desired. Because like I say, with this, I want to try and show you a top board. That's the main thing. This, I don't think, bottom rails wise, looks too bad. It's okay. Yeah. I think it looks all right, but the top board, what I'm trying to say is the top board is a bit I think looks really nice. Which I'm sure you'll see very shortly, and you probably have just seen on a thumbnail before you watch this video. So come on then, do something. Let's have you. Not a great deal. And there we have got stars, 40p, whatever. There is a train of thought with slot machines, and it's what I've played by most of my life, is forcing the jackpot. So basically you refuse smaller wins, aiming for the bigger ones, and hoping to then, you know, make them even bigger ones. Retro's told me apparently there are multiple versions of bullion bars, real world. Some of them like to be forced, others absolutely do not, and just, if you refuse stars, it'll just spin them back a few spins later. There's nothing in the logic for this slot to make that happen, although it does seem to do it a lot. I don't quite get the logic with that, but yeah, it is one, if you refuse wins, you can force it to pay bigger wins. That said, even if you do take every win it offers, it will still give you bullion bars occasionally. But be warned, you know, the more you take out, the lower the wins will be when you eventually get it. So, just playing to try and get bullion bars somewhere within reach. Random spinning of stars in again. The record's 3. I've had it come in 3 times, just spinning in slot, go after go. Again, there's no logic to make it do that. It's just a funniosity of this game. You know, Party Time didn't do it. So another 40p. So yeah, as you can see, it plays exactly like regular bullion bars. Demonstration over. But no, it will give bigger wins. Going to be controversial on this one. The older slots, everybody wanted to play the £25 jackpot, and I get that in that the stake is higher, so you're playing 30p a spin as opposed to 20, so time-wise, you could get bigger wins in a shorter length of time. The problem is that, so the stake on this is 20p, the jackpot is £5, so the jackpot is 25 times the stake. However, if you go for the 30p a play and £25 jackpot, the jackpot is much higher in comparison to the initial stake. And then people come back to me and go, well, it doesn't seem to pay many jackpots. Well, it's because of that fact. If you play the 20p one on £5 jackpot, you'll get more jackpots than if you play the 30p £25 jackpots. And also if you play the 20p £10 jackpot, because the stake's not changing, but the jackpot's going higher. So you don't get as many jackpots. It's all governed by how much money goes in and how much can afford to come out. Things you can do to influence it. 101% mode. It should work fine on this. I've not clicked it on BlueStacks yet, so let's give it a go. Yeah, fast cleanup, whatever. Okay, so we're on 104%, which is still pretty crap, to be fair. If you come out, go back in, it'll go up to different amounts. It works exactly the same as before, in that it's somewhere between 101 and 120 that you'll get. It's number 1 I wanted, wasn't it? I give up. 101%, even worse. But anyway, yeah, so that still works as previous. So that you can do to make it pay more. What else can you do to make it pay more? Because my mind has gone totally blank now. Not to worry. Are we about to see a bar win? Yay! Anyway, yeah, £20. But like I say, they do come. Bear in mind, the proportion of stake to jackpot is what I would base my decisions on. In that, if you play the £5 one, you're going to get more bang for your buck. Although it might take slightly longer to win the larger amounts, because per spin you are putting a smaller amount in. So anyway, that one did a lot. So let's go on to number 2, which, as I mentioned, we should see is a lot better. So £8.86, 133. Let's refresh those and re-show you. So £8.86, 133. We're going to look at number 1 when my mouse decides to work. Okay, so the top pot has gone up a bit, the reels pot has gone up a bit, the next big win has gone up a bit, and the multi-purpose on this is to make sure you essentially don't have too much of a dry spell without Bullion Bars. It counts since the last time Bullion Bars came in, which is 40 spins. So it's getting to the point where it's going to start pushing Bullion Bars onto you. So it'll, you know, it'll either spin in or it'll drop in within range and give you nudges, or it'll give you a nudge setup or something like that. So just to give you an indication, that's where that slot is at this moment in time. If we play on, we'll probably get a Bullion Bars quite quickly. If you walk away, you know, whatever. But anyway, number 2 is the interesting looking one. So if we go back to here, 103%. It's one of them evenings, I tell you. To be fair though, don't think we'll need it. So let's give this a whirl. Let's see how quick we can get in. The only thing that is low at the moment is the reels pot. So it might be a bit of a struggle to get in initially. But after that point, we should be cooking with gas, hopefully. Whatever. There we go. Go on, nudge. Oh. Would have helped if I'd held it, eh? It's only 2 above, so I'll hold it. No. Oh. Keyboard maps are a pain. Yeah, when you play MFME, it's much more responsive, shall we say. It doesn't like pressing 2 things at once, and yeah. Anyway, nothing lost, nothing gained, whatever. It's fine. So we got a bar, yes we have. So nudge setups work as before, in that that's bars. It's always going to nudge bars. If you want it to time out, click anywhere here. 1, 2, 3, or on nudge now. Click any of those and it'll do the timeout for you. As previous, the only restriction to that is the first move is you. It doesn't care. Until you move it, it's not going to auto nudge for you unless it automatically times out. Just because, yeah, I don't do auto. I don't really see the point in me writing a game to then put an auto button for people then just to set the phone on the side and just wait for the battery to run out. Yeah. If you want to play it, but yeah. I would like you to interact with the game and to enjoy it. That would be great. Anyway, yeah, it's making a liar of me so far. I think the only thing, like I say, with this is that the reels pop was a bit low. So we're going to struggle getting bullion bars initially, but after that point, cooking with gas. Just having a crafty look in the background. So where you've got the 40 highlighted, below is 30, which is the number of spins since Bullion Bars. I've played another 22 spins there, so I'm 52 now, if I were to refresh it. So, should be any minute now. Shouldn't be long. And then we will see what happens. Bullion bar? No. Yay, 40p. No hold. Got on Bullion Bars, don't be shy, son. Yeah, back in the day, one of the old wives' tales for I used to play Cops and Robbers Club quite a lot. Was that your refusal wins and you just keep pushing for the cash pot and you just hold when cash pots are above or on the win line. I think for Bullion Bars, it will come regardless of what you do anyway, but certainly once, if it goes for a while without giving you a Bullion Bars win, then just adopt that strategy, on or above the win line, just hold them, and yeah, eventually it'll nudge. But having said that, like I say, it's more than just as likely to do it by 3 holds or a shuffle. When I say shuffle, I mean flashy as Retro puts it. Come on, do something. It's making a liar out of me here, isn't it? Let's get better honest. And this slot here, at this moment in time, if I walk away, this is the ideal thing you want to drop on as a new player. Because it's going to pay. It's probably going to pay big, but it's just finding it. It's just, if you're not in it, you can't win it, basically. So, bar win and a hold. Pretty standard. Go on. You know you want to. Go on. Oh There's Bullion Bars. You know. Finally. Thank you. Okay, so top board. So a lot of people raise concerns about how the credits worked out on the top board. So because I've just played a spin to get into that top board, I've made it so the first spin on the top is free because you've already paid for it. So notice there, no credits taken, £2 is the win. Okay, now I'm praying it does something else. So now it's taking a credit because we're just in live play. So you're now paying for every credit that you use, unless you get Bullion Bars, in which case it costs you the 1 credit to get it, and then you get a jackpot worth for free, at which point you then start paying again after that point. So like I say, I believe maybe a slight deviation from the real world thing, but I didn't want to go down the route of having to break everything into jackpot segments. I wanted it, once you got out of the initial £5 guaranteed or jackpot guaranteed on Bullion Bars, I wanted it to be able to spin whatever it damn well wanted in. So it can go, you know, £2, £3, £2, jackpot, jackpot, you know, whatever. It just seemed to work better and make it more likely for it to be less predictable, shall we say. Notice also buttons, we've got left and right. I just thought, if you're left-handed, you might want one on the left. If you're right-handed, you might want one on the right, especially with it being in landscape mode. So I just thought I'd put that in. I did actually run out of space a little bit, if I'm honest. They aren't very well placed. I didn't think out the initial layout very well. But anyway. Okay, so notice how it's still taking credits. We run out of credits. It will add another credit in. And if we spin that, it's going to make a liar out of me again. But it was on 0 credit. It added a credit. We spun it. It still won. There's no conspiracy. If you run out of credits on the top, does not matter. Never has done. Not on party time. Not on Okie Kokie. Not on nothing. Just to say, you know. But anyway, as you can see, it's yeah, it's going well. Where's Bullion Bars? That's what we all want to know. Where is Bullion Bars? Even though there is a massive amount in the top part, well, there will be now anyway, it's still not guaranteed. There's still a random element to it. It's random, restricted by monetary pots, what it can afford to pay. There we go. Right, and Retro, you ready for the noise? So it's gonna, he was very insistent it should make the little twang noise as it spins, so here we go. Okay, so £3. Betting my mortgage, this should be £2, I hope. There we go. So that's your £5. Notice how no credits went missing at that point. So spin again now, it will take a credit, but it can give any win. There we go, so it's jackpot. But it could have given £2, £3, £5. There's none of this where it's got to break it up into £5 segments or jackpot size segments. And then it screws me. Little bugger. Yeah, so that's basically it. Like I say, eye candy wise, I think the top reels are the better bit of it. Any feedback on the way it plays, just give me a shout. Plans for release tomorrow evening. So it is currently Friday the 5th of January. It should be released on Saturday the 6th of January. And that's to coincide with Retro's live show, which I believe is sometime after 8 o'clock on Saturday, so tomorrow. And yeah, it should be live by that point, so you guys can get stuck in, have a play with it, and yeah, give us any feedback. We will obviously be doing tournaments on it. I believe the plan at the moment is just to give you guys a week or so just playing the slots, and then hopefully we'll have a few more to add into the mix, and we'll get some tournaments going, and you know, see what we can sort out for you. Okay. Is there anything else I want to tell you while I've got your attention? They've updated BlueStacks. What's this nonsense all about? They're pushing bloody games on you now. That's anyway. Yeah, so it's free anyway. So whatever. And I've got Pika World. I've no idea what that is. Just go back into Bullion Bars one moment. So the main screen, as you saw, you can change your state or whatever. Going easy is that's the sort of generic leaderboard, which Paul777 is winning at the moment. A lot of you guys were asking, I think a couple of weeks ago, about a guy called Joker, what won one of the prizes. That's him. And that's a legitimate win. I've not touched that, enhanced that, or anything like that. He's not one of my testers. He just loves the slots. He does a bit with the channel, but he's like me. He likes to be more behind the scenes sort of thing. So yeah, just to cover that off. But yeah, they're the two big spenders, as it were. It's the guy there just below it. That, I believe, is Bren's mum. That obviously is me, and that's just purely cheated because it's testing games and God only knows what else. Gills, I think is it Dan Thompson? I think. Yeah, they're the ultimate Hall of Fame anyway. They're the top 10 ever in the history of the world. Yeah, and that's about it really. If you want to get in touch, there's bits and bobs in there. There's links to the blog if you want to go there. That doesn't seem to work on a click at the moment, so that'll be something to check before I put it live. Yeah, okay, so that's it for now. I look forward to putting it live for tomorrow. I should be live on the show, so make sure you tune in. Retro Arcade Machine, search it in YouTube, you'll find him. And like I say, we'll get it live tomorrow night, and you guys can have a play, and hope you like it. Okay, bye for now. Cheers.